Right.
No, but on the real, like, I liked that line in the movie.
Well, didn't he? He said it again. Like he said it twice, didn't he?
Yeah, he said it in this movie, but he said it in 3.
Yes.
Yes.
He just has he just has cue cards.
Yeah.
When people walk in, are they coming? Are they coming around the corner? Okay. The dark side.
Natural.
Looking around.
Oh my goodness.
They're like, how was that one? It was good. You could put a little more,
I'm gonna gravel into it.
I know. The dark side of the. Okay, I'm done.
You're listening to the Spy-Fi After Dark podcast. All right, you guys ready to go?
Yeah. Emperor totally took like a Voldemort approach in this movie.
All right, hold on.
You can cut that out. I'm just fucking around.
Welcome back to Spy-Fi After Dark. I'm here with my co-host, as always.
What's going on, guys? Alex.
And
Frank, what's up, y'all?
the OG trio is back again.
That's right.
Triple OG.
Back in black.
What?
All right, so
Wait, who's back in black?
we all are.
Back in black. I mean, I've always been in black, so. It's not back. It's just I am in black.
All right.
We need a cut now.
Oh, no.
2019.
All right, so we just watched Star Wars. What's your... Just give me an out of a 10 rating. Start with that.
You can go first, Alex.
Sure. Okay.
Wait, let me guess. 7.75.
Very close. So I give, for context, I give 8 a 5. I give Rogue One an 8.5, potentially 9. And I give this movie a 7.5.
Okay. What about episode 7?
I don't remember all of it, so episode 7 would probably be around the same.
Okay.
About 7.5.
What about you, Frank? I'm going to guess 8.75.
Nah, 7.5.
Fuck.
Which is weird because I thought I liked the movie more than you, Alex.
Weird, you and I converged. I came from the bottom, you came from the top, and we met at 7.5. Because I think you had higher expectations. I had lower expectations. Millen, so tell us, what's your take?
I'm going to give it a 9.
9?
Oh shit! Okay.
And my reasoning is actually pretty straightforward. I think
J.J.
it's
Abrams is amazing.
Yes, I think it's the best this movie could have been.
That's not a good reason to give something a 9.
Well, it was very enjoyable.
Okay, that's fine.
So so what Millen could be saying too is, one, I agree with you. Like if you just take that like literally, it's like, all right, like that's kind of a weird reason. But to the audience, maybe what Frank is inferring is that, hey, like, or sorry, maybe what Millen's inferring is that this movie was a good movie in a vacuum, but it also attempted to make reparations for 8.
Yeah, there's a certain amount of
So-
respect I give it coming off of 8, and that it was still as enjoyable as it was.
Would you say this was a good movie if Star Wars movies did not exist? So on its own, and then you appreciated the fact that it attempted to reinstall itself in a fucked up franchise.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes
I
sense.
agree with both those
That's why I
statements.
gave it a 7.5.
Yeah.
It actually, like...
I think it's generally good on its own. The only thing would be like Palpatine would be kind of weird if there's no context. But other than that, it's generally good on its own.
What do you think, Frank?
What
What do you think about that, too?
I would agree. It is pretty good on its own. The thing about the Palpatine thing. Wait, are we spoiling now, or are we holding off on it?
Oh, we're spoiling.
Okay.
It's
all
been like 2 weeks by the time this comes out.
You
like,
right.
And our
It's gonna be
theater
Tuesday.
was still pretty full.
Right?
Yeah.
Did you notice that too?
Yeah. There's a lot of people there.
It's like, what?
A lot of rewatchability, I think, with this movie, too.
I agree.
So
Okay.
it's pretty enjoyable.
But the Palpatine thing, this is my thing. Y'all know I like all the superpower shit. So I liked the lightning hitting the ships thing.
I did too, personally.
But now that I think about it, the whole him talking to like dark ghost Sith Lord people, that was kind of corny. Like, what are you doing? But
He never did.
So he wasn't talking to
He
anybody?
just said all the Sith live in. It doesn't mean they actually do. He just said that. You
I
can't
know
take
that.
anything
Right, but
he
what, no,
says
I know-
for
what
I
granted.
know
about what
that.
about the whole council and like
I'm talking about just what the fuck was he doing underground? That's just me. But anyway, I was feeling it. The whole like, see, for me, him do it like his whole thing, his feet at the end, shooting all the ships and everything. I thought that was fine coming from somebody like Palpatine. If somebody besides him did that, I'd be like, I call bullshit.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah.
But since it's Palpatine and he's that dude, it's still out there. But at the same time, okay, I'll let it slide.
My-
he did get like a power boost from them at the same time.
He sucked their
he sucked their
souls
life
out,
force. So
basically,
you'd
so.
assume that he got a quick jump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why his fingers like regrew,
Yeah,
right?
which is one of the like creepiest details of his character. His fingers are all fucked up.
because he's not supposed to be in the.
He literally
living.
looked like a zombie. Like cross a zombie and like the Joker. And that's what he looked like.
Yeah, yeah. He looked reptilian
Yeah.
too. The eyes being yellow.
Yeah, his lips were like blue
Yeah,
and like almost like faded into the rest of his face. a little bit.
yeah.
Everybody
And plus, he needed the
like
the arm.
smeared.
He needed the arm. He essentially had it like a
He's on life support.
life support. There, that's
Yeah.
the word. That was literally
He's
what I
on
was
life
looking for.
support.
Yeah.
Like it seems like he still had his force abilities, but his body was failing him. So it's keeping him
What
alive.
I found would be interesting if like a character could have maybe salvaged him, brought him there, and then created what we were given, because that would make more sense to me.
It would have been pretty cool if that was Snoke.
That's what I was trying to lead you to. Yeah, yeah.
There's, I mean, the movie is absolutely not perfect, but considering what Abrams was working with, I think he did a really excellent job of paying respect to 8, even though it didn't deserve any, and still building on it.
Deserved a little. I deserved a little, just for the fact that old people were in there and everything, but not much. Deserved a little something.
Deserved a tiny bit,
Yeah.
but he gave it far more respect than it deserved,
Okay.
in my opinion.
Okay.
He played on like the stuff that they set up in 8, like Leia being much more force sensitive than we had previously thought. Kylo and what's her face, Daisy Ridley, like sort of going back and forth with each other.
Mm-hmm.
He played on a lot of that, and I think played it up and leaned into it. Because if I were him, my first instinct would be to be like so upset that I practically nixed episode 8, like just nullify it and make it almost like it didn't happen. But he didn't do that.
Mm-mm.
He took the smarter route,
The task.
diplomatic route.
Yeah, the task was very, very difficult. I agree with you 100%. And this movie did a very, very good job with taking the good aspects of 8 and bringing them in. And I focused very, very heavily on the dynamic of Kylo and Rey, while also paying close attention to those characters independently.
I will
And they
say
did a very good job, I think.
I think this movie does the best job of any movie in the franchise of truly exploring how close the light and the dark side are. Like truly exploring that line. No other movie comes close to this one.
The only reason why I would disagree with you is because I agree that okay, so yes, in the sense that the dialogue and exposition in this movie detail that there's a very, very light line and boundary between those two sides. But actually movie 3, in some sense, Revenge of the Sith, also incorporates some of that. I think maybe that just wasn't executed as succinctly as it could have been, because essentially
I'm talking mainly about execution.
right, because the order
Not just the dialogue and the exposition, though. We're talking about their powers as well. Remember,
Yeah, like it was all very intertwined.
like Rey has been training with a Jedi Master or whatever, and she uses Force lightning. Ben has been like mad as hell, and he's healing people. That's something that usually Jedi
100%.
do. That's not something. And if Sith do heal, they heal themselves, and they use their anger and everything to do it.
but
They don't just heal for the
my
sake
only
of
problem
healing.
with that is this movie has expositions too that say, hey, like someone of the light can tread. But what I'm saying to Millen is that even when they don't have that when they don't have that detailed for the audience. Like in 3, you have like a distinct dichotomy, right? And there is no treading aside from like Anakin's journey, but inherently like the Jedi order, right? Or the council, excuse me, their like oppressive behavior is like arguably wrong. This has nothing to do with like what the light versus the dark provide to you. I'm saying that there's like philosophical debate there, like how they handled Anakin, how they wanted him to spy on Palpatine. Like there's those aspects too. Do you know what I'm saying? Like 3 did that.
That's
but
true.
Yeah, but in terms of like abilities and like what you stand for and all that, yeah. This movie definitely.
I'm talking more in terms of like personal conflict over which side to be on, and like
right,
blurring the lines a little bit. Because even in episode 3, it again, like you said, they make it pretty clear which side is which. Whereas in this one, it's very blurred.
That's also because not only is the Jedi and the Sith at that time have greater foundations. They're cults in and of themselves. And everybody is involved or fully immersed in both sides and older too. Rey and Kylo are young. Like they've had a lot of things happen to him. Obi-Wan didn't have all that happen to him. He was down. He's a Jedi thick and thin. You know what I'm saying? Anakin, the reason he had all this shit going on is because he started off in slavery among other things. Like they had all these things they were exposed to when they were younger. So that's where the skirting comes from, because they weren't exposed to one side and just that from the jump.
Yeah. See, and I think that is what makes it most interesting. True. Like I feel like that was the most boring part of episode 7 was it was very light and dark. Even though it was fine, I think episode 7 is a better version of episode 4 personally, and I think with episode 8 they tried to tread the line. Like that was definitely a theme.
They did.
But it was mostly implied. Like,
well, 8, I will say that was the good aspect of 8 that Abrams decided to.
It was one of the best aspects.
Yeah, because I knew that was going to be, for the sake of the movie, that was going to be like a defining element in 9. Like that was introduced to us in 8. That like, hey, Kylo has like some sense of, whether it's like guilt, just empathy towards his mother, etc. Like he has the capabilities still. He also sympathizes and cares for Rey. Right, multiple chances to kill her doesn't. So this guy's not like. Well,
and I like the concept of the Force dyad. I don't know if that had ever been introduced before. It's the first time I heard it that term. I'm thinking it may have been introduced.
I don't think it's been introduced in like mainstream stuff, like the movies, but I think it's been in like books and.
But that concept of like a soul connection, you know, I think that's what makes it so easy for them to talk to each other across vast distances of space.
Yeah, that was the idea.
If you look at it like it's literally like a soul connection kind of thing.
Yeah, I think that was the idea of the movie.
I'm into that personally.
Yeah. That was the idea of the movie.
And their soul connection so strong, like it's not just a mental thing, it's also like it reaches across physical space.
It's spiritual. Like it's nothing short of spiritual.
Yeah, but they can also affect things around them too. Like I said, it reaches across not just.
Well, if you think about the Force as a force of spirit, like a spiritual entity, then you look at that dyad as like a bridge across that, and that opens up unlimited possibilities. That's how I look at it anyway.
No, I mean it's ridiculous introduction of power to the franchise, but it was something different and it was refreshing.
I agree.
Like if you look at it and you're like, wait, like why are these two like young, like essentially untrained people of force power like able to like do these kind of things? It's like, all right, yeah, this movie is a little shifty.
They're not untrained. I mean, Kylo,
dude, with respect, yeah.
Ray is basically untrained.
Yes.
Kylo is trained, but only
barely
so much.
though, because here's
and
the
it's
thing.
kind of implied like his training was held back a little bit anyway.
But look, who can they train with?
Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about. We've seen 1, 2, and 3. It's not like 1, 2, and 3 didn't exist. Like I'm talking about with respect to the franchise. Like these guys are untrained.
I mean, okay. I assume Kylo has been exposed to the Force all his life.
Kylo has been relatively trained. He was trained by Luke for a little while, and then he was trained by Snoke. But it's not clear how much Snoke actually trained him. Like,
Right.
if he maybe held back and didn't train him as
Are
much
we
as he could.
correct in assuming? I've been thinking about this myself. Like, simple force powers such as speed, jumping, telekinesis. You would assume those would be a lot easier than folding space and sending something across the galaxy, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's what I'm kind of thinking of. You guys can do that unconsciously.
But I think that comes back to the dyad thing. I don't think they trained it. I think they just had
That's
it.
cool, but still, like, folding space, like moving something and folding space are two very different things. Like, if you can unconsciously fold space and send something like to somewhere else, it should be very easy to move that with your mind. That's all I'm saying. Which I'm not saying it wasn't. It's just something to think about. I feel like certain force powers should be inherently harder than others.
Well, I think they are, but again, I think it mostly comes down to suspension of disbelief.
Cool.
It's like, and maybe it's your conception of the Force. Like I said, my conception of it is it's like a spiritual thing. Like, it runs through everything because it's inherently tied to life.
I agree.
But it is itself like basically a force of God. So it could do basically anything. And I guess it's a matter of how far you allow your suspension of disbelief to go.
Right, but essentially they can do anything only within the confines of themselves. How do they have the capacity to do that only within the confines of themselves?
Yeah.
That's what Frank is saying. I agree with you, but it's like, oh, like, I'm connected to this guy, so I can essentially like warp the fabric of reality, but like on my own I can barely fight. like with respect to like what I've seen in 3. Like, anybody in 3 in the council would like destroy either of them, but then by the way, they can like warp reality because they love each other and they're connected to each other. Like, that like, if I want to get in the weeds of it, like that, it's like that's the elephant in the room, but
Well, it's
refreshing though.
Personally, I don't find that to be conflicting. But that's because that's my conception of how the Force works. I'm buying into what they are setting up. I'm not trying to justify it externally.
So he has more suspension of disbelief. Okay.
Like, I'm giving them the benefit
I
of the doubt.
don't mind
like,
it
they're
either.
telling
I'm
me
just
the story.
thinking like that's how do I say this? It's pretty much what Alex said, Like, I don't there's certain abilities stronger than others. Certain things take more concentration than others, blah, blah, blah. Like, healing, that's really cool. An unconscious thing, cool. But that's got to be pretty difficult to knit, a body back together.
Why were they considered why did they have such a connection to each other?
I don't know.
It's really not explained.
Why wouldn't Luke and Leia have the same kind of thing?
Well, Luke and Leia do have a connection.
It's actually,
I'm saying to this extent.
We're not sure that they don't.
To this extent.
We're not sure. It's never shown, but that doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
Or they could literally send each other things through space.
Well, they could feel each other.
Feeling each other is a little different than sending other things through space.
Let me put it this way. Like, there was never a moment set up where that was necessary. So we don't know if it's possible or not.
Okay. Well, now I think
you're going to tell me that no Force ghost of any previous insanely trained Jedi, because that's the precursor to be a Force ghost, and no previous Sith, including Palpatine, who has the knowledge of all of those said preceding Sith, have discovered this ability, and they accidentally just did it because they're emotionally like angsty and connected to one another.
It's not.
It sounds like
it's just weird because this is an ability either has existed prior or would have been like known. Like again, to me, this is two people being untrained, because look, they don't have this. They weren't exposed to what kind of exposure they would have had in older movies. I'm talking about the Force. Snoke existed, but from the light, there was like nothing. Do you know what I'm saying?
Well, I don't think...
I'm saying again, the Force activity is like at an all-time low in 7. 8, you saw some, and in 9, it's like explosive. Like this kind of like this kind of ability is, in my opinion, it's debatably the most powerful thing I've ever seen in any of the franchise.
But just because we haven't seen it doesn't mean it hadn't existed.
Well, I mean,
frankly,
but
beyond
Palpatine
that,
knew about it. So I'm assuming it did. I'm assuming it does. Palpatine knew about it. He's like, he called it a Force dyad. So if he called, he's must have seen it before, at the very least known about it.
I don't personally think this was much of a stretch.
Okay.
But when it comes to something like, because you got to understand what you're working with. You're working with this force that is literally basically the equivalent of God. So
yeah.
So why couldn't that happen?
Okay. I do believe that anything is possible, more or less. If they set it up with the Force, I think the Force is really dope. But like I said, I need a reason. I need a reason why. Now, if they would have said something like Vader and Palpatine had such a connection and such a hatred toward each other that their grandchildren ended up having a dyad, I'd be like, that's cool. That's fine. Like if you base their connection off of like the relationship that Vader had with Palpatine,
thank you.
I'd have been cool.
That's
with that.
I was literally trying to lead the conversation in this direction. Like
that would have been
there's literally
great.
no justification for. I mean, there's no respect for legacy, and there's no respect for like force ability, teaching, training, anything. Because this is literally because they both have some kind of arbitrary connection, and this ability supersedes everything that anyone has ever done and trained for. That's my problem with it. Like, what's the point of someone spending Yoda, for instance? He's 900 years old, hundreds of years of training. If two kids that are angsty and like each other can do things like this, that's my problem. Like it literally trivializes everyone else's wisdom. It trivializes it. The fact that it hasn't been done before, like that bothers me. Like in writing, you can do whatever you want in general. You don't.
But
need,
I mean, can't you say the same thing about like Dragon Ball Z?
Yeah, but Dragon Ball Z is not good. I don't think Dragon Ball Z is well written.
People still enjoy it though.
Yeah, Dragon Ball Z is not driven by plot.
Yeah, I'm saying this is a weird thing to introduce. But yes, to your point, Dragon Ball Z and this movie are enjoyable.
What part of Dragon Ball Z are we talking? Like, how does this relate to Dragon Ball Z?
Because new factors happen, like escalation of conflict brings up new things. Yeah. For instance, like there's always an ascendance that from a protagonist that's incredibly plot convenient, kind of like this, an ascendance of prowess.
That's
their ability to do things. Like
and I think what
anime.
It comes down to is I'm okay with it. Just fundamentally, I'm okay with it.
Right.
Because you have to take a certain amount of liberty for the sake of telling a story in 2 hours. Mm-hmm. Even over 3 movies. Like,
I'm okay with it too if Palpatine would have explained that the kids have that connection because of what he had with Vader.
I wouldn't even mind if it was coincidence. All movies are based on coincidence.
Excuse me? That movie is not based on coincidence. The Force literally guides 9 movies.
Yeah, but the Force is literally coincidence.
The Force is coincidence?
Yeah.
The Force literally goes against coincidence.
What makes Anakin so Force sensitive?
Because the Force wills it to be.
Exactly.
That's not coincidence. That's providence.
How is that? Well, okay.
Wait, so
that's basically the same thing.
Right. No. So to the audience and to the characters within the confines of the universe, it's coincidence. It's not controllable, but supposedly the Force has its own agency to sustain balance. So like Anakin, ironically, actually became incredibly dark and fueled by rage, only to later essentially restore some balance by taking out the
And you could even argue that him turning dark actually balanced against the Jedi, which may have become
which were oppressive.
Yeah.
That's what I was telling you about 3. 3 kind of brought up the fact that inherently their righteousness is so self-righteous and oppressive. It's actually oppressive in nature. Mm-hmm. So I thought that was kind of interesting, but
they're so far removed.
But by extending your logic, how does this not follow the same thing? They're restoring balance as well.
No, I agree with you.
And it's a balance that requires even more.
No, to your
correction.
point, the Force makes the rules.
That's what I mean. Is like you have this thing that literally makes the rules of the entire franchise, and you kind of have to subscribe to how it's set up.
No, you're right. It's just that,
or else you just pretty much doubt the entirety of the basis of the franchise.
The Force let the Force do what it wants. I'm fine with that. My only thing is that,
like, you're right in that it's kind of lazy inherently.
Yeah,
like because it's a setup so you can do anything, so that you can do anything.
So here's the thing, and I'm gonna bring this. I brought it up to you guys after the movie. So Something like that, I believe, being the transference of items, transference of weapons, et cetera, right, in the movie. That was convenient.
Hey, first of all, could we all agree that was dope? Like, are we?
Yeah,
cool
well,
with
that's
it?
what
No.
I'm saying. Is for me, it's just so cool.
Okay.
I don't care.
It was whatever. I didn't,
Okay, all right.
I'm not about it, and I realized that due to laziness, it was necessary
Okay.
because Abrams, he did a good job in this movie, but the low hanging fruit, which I brought up to you before the movie, was to bring in Palpatine. And then Palpatine needed to be more powerful than before or it wouldn't be a good movie.
Yes.
So they made him insanely powerful. And then they're like, what can we do that's refreshing that can keep the protagonists relevant? All of that is in my mind and it bothers me. Like, they didn't need this fucking ability if they didn't use Palpatine. Like, I have a problem with all of it. It's because it's so
but even
it's so
if they
fast. It's so fast and not like we went from like having very little to work with regarding like force wielding abilities from 7 and 8 to like these are the craziest feats of force we've ever seen. Like, and I remember, like, I don't want to keep talking like out of the context of the movie, but like, for instance, like Yoda, the Emperor, and Anakin all have incredible force wielding capabilities. Anakin's journey never expressed any kind of crazy jump like this. In fact, he kept getting his ass kicked throughout the entirety of his journey, if you actually pay close attention.
We're talking about the movies, yeah. He wasn't really anything.
It was so
special.
gradual, and that was the chosen.
Really.
He was the chosen one, and he had the highest amount of Corian count, and he had all this fucking training, and he was living at the height of the Jedi, right? And like a time of conflict, and a time where he had essentially the best mentorship you could possibly ask for, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. We've seen nothing like any of this previously. I just wish that like this hadn't had to have been thrown in there.
There's also, to be fair, I'm not disagreeing with you, but we could also say the reason is because Anakin, the character of Anakin Skywalker and thus Darth Vader are products of their time. See, when Star Wars came out, telekinesis and shit was cool. Like that was what he had, and that was the mind-blowing thing. They had to push the envelope for the new people.
I agree. This is
there is
refreshing.
that context. But I'd also argue
This is
that
refreshing. I agree.
I would also argue that Luke's journey was also very fast. I don't think it's that much different than what we're working with here. Personally,
Luke's was very fast, but
It was fast.
Luke didn't have to do what Anakin did either. Luke did face his father, but he also faced his father. His dad probably didn't really.
He also
want to kill
faced
him.
his father and didn't
Other than that,
incorporate,
he didn't
but
do
he
anything
also
crazy.
incorporated
Up to that
much
point
much
anyway.
less regarding like force capabilities. What did Luke do?
yeah, he did a lot less.
He
Absolutely.
just fought him toe to toe with lightsaber battle.
But he fought him toe to toe in a lightsaber battle.
No, I know he's incredibly powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
but he
if
didn't
you
warp.
ask
He
me-
didn't. He didn't warp
If
reality.
you ask
though.
me,
I
if you ask me,
feel
Luke,
what you're saying. I
Oh,
feel
go
what you're saying. I just personally I don't really have a problem with it.
Cool.
Like I really don't think it's that out of line with the rest of the franchise, realistically. And as much as I agree that the Force is kind of a lazy storytelling tool because you can literally do whatever you want with it.
I don't
still
think
okay
no.
with
I
it.
don't think it's lazy. I think what they did was lazy. I think the Force is interesting, and I thought it had some metaphorical value to it up until this movie.
Well, by the same token, I think the Force dyad setup, the soul connection, is interesting in its own right. And I don't think it needs. I don't think it needs context. I think it's very self-explanatory, and whether
Okay,
they
look at it
explain
this way.
or
If
not.
they look at it this way. If they would have set up a prophecy about the Force dyad, it would have fixed everything.
Thank you. Like just
'Cause
preparation,
with
just
Anakin, there
actual
was-
storytelling.
With
Like they
Anakin,
just-
Anakin wouldn't have made sense if Anakin was just anybody, but he wasn't. They assumed he was Force Jesus.
what happened to Anakin was literally because people were aware of what was to happen to Anakin. Does that make sense? Just what you said. It's like a self-fulfilling kind of prophecy. Like in fear of his instability, the Order essentially aided in pushing him away. That's pretty good story writing, right? Here it's like, oh, we're connected.
I think you're also. They did imply a prophecy.
Did they?
It wasn't so obvious. You gotta remember the whole thing about how Palpatine wanted to bring her to him. He knew what she was going to become. Like, they say this multiple times throughout the movie. It's there. It's just not obvious.
Yeah, but it's all in the same movie. I agree with you.
But
It's
like,
all
what is he going to do? Like,
not bring Palpatine into the movie.
Okay.
all right, hold on.
Sorry.
We're
What
gonna
else?
take a quick break and then we'll talk about that after
Yep.
this. Thank you for listening to this week's episode of Spy-Fi After Dark. We hope you're enjoying it so far.
If you're loving what we got, share that shit, bitch.
And don't forget to rate and or subscribe on whatever platform you're listening on.
Now back to the episode, bitch.
And we're back. So
What is up?
so
What's really good?
Alex, you've dug yourself a hole and now you need to dig out of it. How could Palpatine not have been in the movie?
I don't know. We were given Snoke. We could have done something with Snoke.
Okay, but how could Palpatine have not been in the movie given Episode 8 exists?
No, same. Like I don't think Palpatine needed to be in the movie. I think the fact that Rey was a Palpatine did enough. So that's already a demon that she has to now fight. The fact that by blood, she's inherently designed to follow a legacy or sustain a legacy. You don't actually need the actual Palpatine who is now at the like might of his power and is like eons more powerful based off of like an execution of some ability in the movie than ever before. Like, what's the point of Anakin? Anyway, again, sorry. I just don't like when things randomly trivialize other things that take like a lot of time to build. Like, I don't like needless demolition in like franchises in hopes that the audience don't notice.
So you didn't like Episode 8?
Oh, I hated 8. This movie is actually so 9,
Same.
What was the needless demolition in 8 that we're talking about?
7.
Or 7?
7, yeah.
What are we talking about?
8 basically demolished 7. Like, you killed Snoke without like a whimper.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
You have
That was the biggest thing for me.
That was the biggest thing.
The
That's
biggest
really
thing for me was
biggest piece.
Snoke. Like
Yeah.
Snoke's whole thing. Like
and the Rebel fleet, actually, both of those two things. Pretty much, you completely handicap your protagonists and you destroy the main antagonist. Those were my biggest problems. With
my biggest problem was Snoke. Snoke could have been very, very interesting.
So, okay, but assuming Episode 8 still exists, how do you do Episode 9 without Palpatine? My first instinct is that Snoke didn't actually die. You nix his death.
Mm-hmm.
You say that was like a projection or something. Because if it's implied that he's powerful enough to do something like that.
Anything.
Yeah. I'm with
Why
you.
not?
That would have been fine.
Why not?
In fact, that's probably the route. If I was writing the movie, that's probably the route I would have
Or
taken.
he pulls in a Palpatine and he, like the same movie, but Palpatine and get off the legacy stuff. Like he could be somewhere on a defibrillator.
Exactly. Snoke is like barely alive, and he's attempting to reclone former Sith.
Or Palpatine. What if Snoke? Okay, let's get into it a little bit. Palpatine. We stick with the idea that Palpatine created Snoke. I like that idea. Snoke then manages to find Palpatine, bring him to this planet that they went to, and like put him on life support, but he can't like do anything. He's just like sucking the power out of him. Snoke is just sucking the power out of Palpatine over time. Like he's like his battery.
Okay.
And that's like the source of his ridiculous amount of power because he was very powerful.
He's sucking on Palpatine.
Yeah.
Yikes.
I'm with it.
No, yeah, I mean, that's whatever. I like the idea.
And then Palpatine could still come back at the very end.
But
coming out
if you wanted to.
I like the idea of Palpatine not being alive because that would be refreshing to have an antagonist that's worth taking the mantle. Like, we don't have Vader.
That too.
We don't have Palpatine. Yep. Why can't we have a new person that people respect? Like,
well, and I think that's what Snoke was supposed to be.
Exactly. Like, and Snoke was a weak character. I get it, but like that doesn't mean you bring back somebody that everyone loves.
I don't
Like
think Snoke was a weak character.
I didn't like Snoke.
He was just a mysterious character in episode 7. Like they could have made him much more.
He wasn't weak.
He's
was
weak in that he was weakly developed.
Well, I wouldn't even say the thing about it is weak. Snoke was neutral. He wasn't weak because we didn't get anything from him.
He was barely developed. It's
That's what
not,
I'm saying.
not that he wasn't, or he was developed badly, or was he just wasn't.
That makes him a weak character to me.
Okay.
In 7. But that can be totally turned around.
Yeah, we're just playing with definition. I agree with you. I would have liked Snoke's character to have been better developed. 9 could have used anything, just like you said. Like, if it makes sense, let it like throw in something. I just didn't like. For all we like, there could have been someone that maybe wanted Rey and Kylo to be brought to that planet to bring back former Sith and use them as batteries, right? That would have been kind of interesting too. And it just could have been somebody, or it could have been Snoke, or it could have been someone formerly worked for Snoke, someone who's infatuated by the dark. It doesn't matter. There could have been a tie-in to cloning. So it's like you have a Palpatine in development. You have an Anakin in development. You have a Plagueis in development, and they're like test tube like prototypes. And
that's
like,
pretty cool.
If we don't stop this planet, like now the Sith have actually just technologically outpaced the good, and we have to put an end to this. Or
actually, I like that more. I was going to say something else, but I like that more.
Or you bring back Luke, and Luke was actually super jaded because Luke realizes that inherently his family, maybe you could bring in Palpatine's family, his family, and maybe Palpatine's family are always going to be the cause of destruction because you can't control your lineage. So it's like, if you have kids, you can do the best you can. If they don't go bad, their kids might. And that's why maybe he's jaded. Because the people that do the most amount of damage and the people who hurt others are those who are somehow tied to those who protect.
Okay.
Meaning, like, you've got great people that are force sensitive. It just so happens that some of the worst people came from that same and they definitely talked about that in here. That's why we didn't need the actual Palpatine. You know.
Okay. So flip side though, I agree that your conception of the movie would be better, but we have to remember that Episode 8, as much as we hated it, was loved by a lot of people. What? And so from a fan service perspective, I don't think J.J. Abrams could have done what we're saying realistically, given his parameters, which is that it has to satisfy us and the people who liked 8.
Yeah, I mean, I will give it to you that aside from 8, he did bring up like a very, very wide audience together with this.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I'm saying I think this movie is literally as good as it could have been.
No, but I'm actually gonna disagree with what you had used and to justify that argument, but I'm gonna agree with your argument. So I think 8 may have pushed a lot of people away, and by bringing Palpatine in, he brought those people back. Because I would argue that a lot of people who were formerly more invested in the original franchise or like, you know, the older stories of Star Wars may not have liked 8, but bringing Palpatine in and kind of tying in all of the old stories into this new set of 3 might have like restored some of that.
Yeah.
Like, hey, like we don't want to do like a fresh reboot. Like we want to do whatever we can to, you know, and maybe keep the family of Star Wars. Like, you know, like 9 essentially is bringing people back. You know what I mean? Like using Palpatine, even though it was low-hanging fruit, it brings some of the old audience back.
So, I mean, this is part of why I rate the movie so highly, is because with what Abrams was working with, I feel like he did an excellent job.
I agree.
With all the factors you can think of, all of his story development that was crushed in Episode 8, plus all of the fan expectations, and plus how divided the fan expectations were going to be, plus the need to make money, plus the need to maintain legacy. Like, there's so many factors around this movie that we're not even aware of, because there are all these like business factors that go into it too. With all of that considered, I think he did pretty much as good a job as he could have done.
Did we like all the characters in this movie? Like more or less, or are there any that stick out like that we really couldn't stand, or ones that we really liked?
I did not like anyone.
Poe and Poe. I really enjoyed Poe in this.
Yeah, I
movie.
enjoyed a lot of the characters a lot more in this movie
more in
than
here.
in 8.
Finn. Yeah, I actually.
Finn had
Poe
more
and Finn in
agency in this movie.
particular.
Finn had way more agency in the movie than he did in the last one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, yeah,
I
he
don't
was kind
think-
of. I do feel like he was afloat by the in the plot in 8. Like in here, I agree with you. It seemed like he had more command.
Actually, one of my biggest problems with this movie is the triad setup between Finn, Rey, and Kylo. I didn't think that was necessary.
You talking about Finn wanting Rey, liking Rey?
Or
Yeah.
at least that's strongly implied.
Oh yeah, definitely.
We don't know if that really came to fruition.
Yeah,
No,
it
but-
was just kind of thrown in there and then never.
It
Yeah.
just felt like it was thrown in there in 7, and then never went anywhere.
No, I think that was the point. It's like he's like a dog chasing after him or whatever. I don't think it was necessary either.
Yeah,
I think he had a new bun in this one anyway.
I felt it was. Yeah, I just felt it wasn't needed, and making him force sensitive like that again, I just didn't think it was necessary.
Nah.
But I still
I'm
liked his character in the
I'm gonna
movie
disagree with you.
regardless.
I like that. I like the idea that there are people that are around them that could be force sensitive and not necessarily have to be Jedi. You don't have to be a Jedi and be force sensitive.
Well, no, I'm not against that on principle. It's just the way it was set up in the triad, it felt weird to me.
The force sensitivity or him liking her?
But they're intertwined. Those two things go together.
Do they?
I think so.
Yeah. Okay.
Or that's how it feels to me anyway. It feels like that setup is
I feel like it was
Is
the first
there.
woman he was exposed to, and he just hooked on her quick.
it could be. But
Yeah, looks up to her.
but
and
they
all that,
didn't
too.
they didn't really lean into that either. Like it was just kind of
Really?
vague.
I don't know. She's such a hero and everything, and I guess it was the first hero he was exposed to. First good person he was exposed to. He's been raised by the Empire, and he meets Rey, and he's like, and she's attractive, and she's driven, she's strong, she's smart. He's like, yeah, I'm here for it.
No, I agree. Like the motivations make sense. I'm just saying, in the story, they never really leaned into that very much. Like it's there
Like him liking her, they didn't lean into that, or his reasons for liking her.
after 7. They didn't. It was just
Yeah.
kind of there.
Okay.
Yeah, in 8 they didn't touch on it at all.
It was never really a plot, not a plot point, but a plot like through line.
Okay.
It just was kind of there in the background and never really explored or
I
explained.
kind of saw it, but
No. I saw it, to be clear.
Okay.
I saw it. It just never had any importance.
oh, really? I agree.
Yeah. It never became
agree
an
with that.
actual storyline.
I agree.
It was
well, him
just
being
there.
force sensitive was kind of weird.
I
that-
think it was kind of weird, personally. But
I like the idea of him being force sensitive. I just didn't like how it was introduced.
Yeah, it's
and
because
so spontaneously in this
Yeah.
it's
movie.
because they
I think
kind
we're
of did
on
in
the
the
same page.
in 7. They dropped it in 8, and they picked it up stronger in 9.
Yeah.
That's why it seemed really
well,
weird.
to me, it felt like one of those things that Abrams was like, I just have to do this because it was set up. In
Probably.
Like, I don't have a choice.
Because
I
it was
have
set
to
up?
lean into it a little bit.
I
but
feel like
then,
he
like,
did
he
it
didn't-
because of fans. I don't
Exactly.
think he did it.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I have to fulfill what they set up in 8 because some people liked it, and I can't not do it. But at the same time, like I'm not really gonna commit to it that much. I'm just gonna put it in there a little bit.
I like the idea of somebody else being like a potential Jedi or potential Force sensitive in the bunch besides Rey. I mean, but then again, that could also be because he's
Oh, I'm
a
into that
black
too.
man, and there's like 3 black people in Star Wars. So
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
No, I like it.
Yeah.
I wanna see another purple lightsaber, too.
Again, like to be clear,
That gold one was cold though.
yeah, it was. To be clear,
Random, but it was cold.
the Rogue One is my favorite Star Wars movie, and there's no Jedi in it. It's just
Right.
a couple of Force sensitive people.
That's
Yeah,
right.
because you can.
Like I love that Force sensitive.
yeah.
I love that. I actually really love that setup. I just don't like how it was used, but I really like it.
Okay.
I also don't like the exposition of it in here. The whole like
Explain.
I got a feeling like you just have a feeling like I got a feeling like I was meant to be here, like I was meant to, I was drawn to Rey. Like it's like, dude, like we get it, man. Like you get around. We get it, dude.
Round and round.
Yeah, sticking his fin all over the place.
Wow.
Shark tail.
He's like stronger than ever. All respect to those who. Never mind.
No, I mean it was interesting. I like it. I mean 8 kind of touched on that too. To your point.
Actually, I think 7. Even now that I think about it, even 7 touched on it a little bit.
Touched on his force sensitivity.
People forget he wielded a lightsaber in 7.
Yeah.
Like it's
That's
kind
why
of
everybody assumed he was force sensitive.
it's one of those like
Right.
minor details that I think a lot of people kind of forgot. I
Right.
just remembered it as we're talking about. Like,
Right.
Wait a minute, didn't he? Oh yeah, he did. you
Right.
know? So I'm definitely not against it. I actually kind of wish it was used more and in different ways.
Yeah.
If anything.
You know what? I'm okay with it being introduced at 9. I just didn't like how it was applied and how randomly.
I didn't like how one dimensional it was applied.
Yeah.
That's what I didn't like. If it was applied in multiple ways,
Give me an example, y'all.
like if he would have applied it in his fighting,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not even explicit. It's just like, you know how Kylo is like running through and he shoots the guy
That
behind
was
him
literally
without
just thinking the
watching
exact
him?
same
like,
thing. What?
Like doing something like that.
Like that.
Something that's just a little bit beyond, or something along the lines of what Chirrut could do in Rogue One.
Mm-hmm.
Like that would have done it for me.
Like
That'd
maybe
been
I would
cool.
have been really happy.
like give a situation on the ship where he saves Poe in an unnatural way.
Exactly.
Something simple like that. Instead of I got a feeling, you got a feeling. Yeah.
Or
Sometimes you just got a feeling.
Or what if like when the Star Destroyer is like falling, he like manages to do like a slightly above human jump to like catch the girl or whatever.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Something just a little bit beyond explaining, but they never explain it.
Yeah.
It's just there.
Right.
Or like
here
when
for
they're on the going through the ship trying to find Chewie and they're fighting everyone, and he has like perfect accuracy.
Mm-hmm.
Like every shot is one shot
closes
kill.
his eyes,
Yeah,
take
it
a
would-
breath, and he runs out, and he's just.
That would also
Yeah, no,
Well,
no,
that
okay,
would,
okay,
that would
hold on, hold on.
wait, that would limit the suspense for disbelief
Yes.
as well, because there were only a couple of them against so many troopers.
Yes. Okay. So they're pinned
I'm
down.
thinking the same
they're
thing.
pinned down in the hallway, right?
Okay, yep.
Poe's like down, like injured on the
Yes.
other side, and he's just like turns around the corner and just like starts one-shotting like an entire
Yes.
battalion through the hallways. He's like sprinting through to get to Poe. Like that
Yeah.
would have been fucking awesome.
Yeah. Or he dodges one
Yeah.
shot.
He dodges
How
a
can
shot.
a human
Perfect.
dodge a
Yeah.
shot?
Oh, if like somebody, let's say somebody like,
He just matrixes
let's say,
it. Yeah.
let's
Yeah.
say he's
Just
facing
one-
like
just one-
the other
just
way,
once.
and
That's
somebody
all he
just
needs.
shoots him, and he turns,
Yes.
and
He dodges it. Yep.
Or even if he dodges one and then gets hit by a second one.
Yeah. No, he just needs to do.
Yeah.
Again, the whole like meta on it, the whole
Uh-huh.
feeling meta thing, we got to go there. I didn't like it. It was fucking cheesy. I'm sorry, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know
It got to be. It
Yes.
wasn't initially.
it
got to
Yes.
be because it was the same every time.
because
Yes.
he kept
Never
having a
changed.
feeling every other scene.
Right,
Yeah.
Black Eyed Peas.
Yeah.
And he kept fucking narrating over it. I'm like,
Oh my goodness! Like all the Star Destroyers are falling, and he's like, "Tonight's gonna be a good night."
yeah.
All right. Okay. So given our conversation, has your rating of the movie changed? And this is the last thing before we go to the game and finish the episode
No.
out. No, still 7.5.
No,
Alex,
Still 7.5 for me.
I thought for sure you were going to change it to 6.5.
No. Still 7.5. And yeah, I actually think the movie's pretty good.
One more.
I'm lowering it to 8.5.
Okay.
I think the movie's pretty good, by the way.
Yeah.
And this
Still
was
very enjoyable. I'll probably watch it again. At some
very,
point.
very enjoyable. I actually wouldn't mind watching it again. And that I normally don't watch movies frequently. Multiple times. Very, very frequently. So
Actually, the last thing I'll add is that I almost felt like it was very Marvel-ish as a movie.
You talking about it at the end, and everybody showed up on your left scene.
Well, yeah, that too.
Yeah,
but,
yeah,
of
no,
course.
but a lot of things. There are a lot of
On your
moments that are
comms.
just
I
like
agree.
like inexplicably
agree.
cool. Like they just do a cool moment and they don't talk about it. Right?
Dude,
you have characters that are like really silly and
But the
ridiculous.
MCU franchise needs to be studied and will be studied.
Yeah. I think
It exists.
I think Abrams like took
One more
some
question
notes.
It
for you.
exists.
One more question for you guys before we, go to the other,
Sure,
the other
sure.
segment. But
So-
one scene that sticks out to you guys that really that you really liked or you really felt, just something really quick before we go.
Give me a second.
This is tough. There's so many.
I'll go
really
first.
are
It
so
just came
many.
to my mind. The one that stuck out. You guys aren't gonna think this is stupid, but when everybody found out that Leia died and Chewie dropped to his knees.
Okay.
Like that was really because that was damn near his sister. You know
That's
what I'm
true.
saying?
That's
like
true.
he
That's
felt,
up there for me too.
He felt it harder than
That
everybody.
actually
He's
impacted
also,
me.
if
like
you
he
think
was-
about it, he's one of like the last survivors of his
He
friend
is.
group.
He is.
Yeah.
He dropped in.
I thought about that when I was watching
hurt.
the movie. Yeah.
He was hurt. He was like, you
like
know,
aside, he's just him and Billy D at this point.
Yep.
Like
Billy
everyone else
D!
is gone.
oh,
Okay, so I think one of my favorite moments is when the transport is leaving and she starts pulling it back.
that was cold as hell.
That was fucking awesome. I think that one was like, yes, you know.
And the lightning went off. Once again, she was lightning and doesn't even
Oh
know
yeah,
how
I
to
thought
do
that
it.
was.
Whatever, cool.
I thought that was a really. I was like, whoa,
Still
and then,
dope, though.
And then I was like, but no, there's no way Chewie done. There's just no way. Like they wouldn't do
Nah,
that.
they wouldn't do that.
They
to
wouldn't
Chewie.
do him like that. Like it's too disrespectful. You know.
What about you, Alex?
I
He's like, them
liked.
credits were fire.
Oh yeah, dude. We got him. That bathroom break was my favorite. I'd say.
If you don't have one, it's cool.
Yeah, I mean this movie is not. No, I'm kidding. When Rey and Ren were fighting
In the water place.
yeah, up
Yeah.
top, that was pretty good. And again, he had another chance to take her out and didn't.
Yeah.
I think
Actually,
he just wanted some
that
booty.
scene felt very similar to the Vader Luke fight to me.
That's why
Towards the end,
and
he's like slamming
and
like Luke
think about
was.
where they were fighting. I pointed that out to your brother.
Yeah, outside of Star Destroyer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's literally on. No, it's on the Death Star.
Yeah.
Oh
Death
yeah,
Star.
main
my
side
bad.
Death
Death
Star.
Star. not
And
Star
like if you think
Destroyer.
about it, like remember in the room, the chamber, and all
Yeah.
that was pretty cool. And I also liked when Rey was talking to herself,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
her dark self.
Yeah, that you would like that.
So
That was creepy.
I really enjoyed it. Though.
Oh my god. That's
I
one
really
of the few.
enjoyed it.
That's like
That-
the only moment in the movie that actually like made me jump a little.
That-
You snap back. See, if I was Raid, I would have had the vision. I'd be like, oh shit, that was crazy. But that snapback lightsaber I saw was fire.
That's exactly
I
it.
would have built it.
Right. She falls to her knees, right? Kylo finds her and he's like, "What's wrong?" And she's like, "I really, really want that fucking lightsaber." Credits come down.
The movie ends. The last credit scene is just her pointing out schematics for a snapback lightsaber.
Yep.
That's it.
Oh god.
It's just gold. Just bling on it.
Oh
It's
my
bling
god.
color. Go ahead.
Wow. All right. Well, I guess we'll head to the game segment after a quick break.
Sounds
Let's do
good.
some games, y'all.
Wow, you've come really far in this episode. Considering how long you've been listening, you should probably consider subscribing and maybe even leaving us a rating on whatever platform you're listening on. I know. Everyone asks every episode, but I mean, come on. You've been listening to it for an hour. It's the least you could do, really. Now back to the episode. And we are back. We're going to play the blind movie guessing game, but Alex is going to host this time, and I'm going
That's
to be
right.
playing against Frank.
I'm not the guinea pig anymore. Millen.
He doesn't have to be forced to lose anymore.
Yeah, I know. To make the guest look good. No.
Except for
even-
the first time we did it
What
when
if-
he won.
I did win, but last
inexplicably.
time with Frank, I had a 30% handicap and still lost.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, it was pretty.
So
nah,
yeah,
if anything, that makes you look good because of what I know.
no,
You did really
not-
well.
No, actually, I really didn't.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
It was all things considered. I did okay. You actually did very well.
No,
But
actually, he didn't do as well as I thought he was going to do.
yeah, 4 out of 5 versus 90%. But
Yeah.
okay, so similar structure.
See, we're doing MCU again.
MCU, and I'm going to have 5, essentially 6, because there's going to be a bonus. I'm just bringing it up to you. Bonus if we need it. 5 questions. Each one is going to have a point total. I'll give you the point total. And then I want you to essentially, both of you, to tell me who's in the scene by character and by actor and or actress. And then for additional points, instead of having the box office, because there's some overlap, spoiler, because we're using the MCU from a previous game, we're going to do the budget, and then that budget is going to be within
Budget within 10%?
within 10. We'll do 10%,
Okay.
and then I think last time we did 15. We'll do 10% this time.
Well, it's going to be smaller numbers.
Yes,
So.
exactly. So 10%, and then also for the Rotten Tomatoes score, and that's going to be within 3%.
Within 3 absolute percent.
3 absolute percent.
Like if it's a 92, we have to be between 95 and 89.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
And absolute for both. And this is the critic score.
Yeah.
Okay, not the audience. So, whenever you're ready.
Yeah.
Can we get 2 separate points for the
each one.
Rotten Tomato and
and then for Frank, again, I'm going to require more from you for the points. So, you will need to detail the scene that's being played, and then Millen, you can do the same for additional points. So you don't have a 30% handicap like I had, but you have a potential to get more points.
So now that I think about it, it really should be, if you get the movie right, that should be worth 3 points.
Oh, I didn't. Oh, by the way,
like for scaling purposes.
Yeah. By the way, I didn't even mention that. You all obviously have to.
If
guess
you get the
what movie
movie,
it is.
yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Do you want to
Tron.
You want to scale the actual movie part up a little bit?
Oh my goodness.
Because otherwise, it's pretty much all the points are the actors and character. Well, it's the MCU. That kind of makes sense. Never mind. Just forget I said anything.
Yeah, definitely pick the. Sorry.
We'll
that's also
experiment
going to be
with
a
it
point.
later.
Yeah, we'll do a point.
It's
for,
like on
for
your
the
left.
titles.
I'm like Tron Legacy.
So it's a point for getting the movie title, and then Frank has to also name the scene in the movie.
Correct.
And if I name it, I get a bonus.
Right.
Okay.
All right. Let's.
The first one. Okay.
Who wants to go first?
Hold on.
I'm assuming Millen.
I'm trying to remember 2 actors' names, but Sorry, I'm trying to remember 2 actors' names, but 1 second. What the fuck was his name? Fuck. I can't remember him. Frank, are you ready?
No. You can go first though.
You gotta be closer.
You go first though.
Okay. It's Winter Soldier, and it's the bridge fight scene. You've got Captain America, played by Chris Evans. You've got Winter Soldier / Bucky, played by someone whose name I'm not remembering. And you've got Falcon, played by someone whose name I'm not remembering. And Black Widow, played by Scarlett Johansson.
Okay.
Are you going to
Frank.
tell us how many actors were in the scene?
Sure.
It's 4, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. It's 4, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm going to say the same thing as most. A lot of it's the fight with.
Well, what'd you write down?
I wrote. It's Bucky.
Okay.
Well, James Buchanan Barnes, played by Sebastian Stan.
Fuck. That's right.
Cap. Captain America, Steve Rogers, played by Chris Evans. Black Widow, Scarlett Johansson. And Falcon, which is Anthony Mackie. Fuck. This is like the bridge / fight scene between Cap and Bucky. Like he's just about to take his mask off and be like, "Oh shit, it's Bucky." Because I remember the part where Black Widow she puts that thing on and it makes his arm dead, and he rolls his arm, and like
what gave it away from? So it's the right scene, right?
That's correct for both of you, right?
So what gave it away from me was the sound of the M203 grenade coming out of the grenade launcher.
What gave it away from me was Black Widow throwing her stun disc on his arm and him making his arm dead, and then he rolled it off.
Okay.
Yeah.
For me, if I were to watch this, not like it's boring because I'm not playing the game, but the knife in the hand, like knives are very rarely used in this franchise.
Mm-hmm.
So
because they're so much bigger than knives, but yes.
Exactly.
But that's kind of why this is
Good job, both of you. So I forgot what the rules were for Frank. Does he have to give the...
So I have 8 and he has 9?
Well,
right? He has to give the scene.
Hold on. So did I require the... was it 1 point potential for actor and character?
One
or was
point
it
each.
1 point each?
Yeah.
Oh. So Millen has 8.
I should have 9.
Well, you got the movie, which is 1.
Or sorry, 8. Sorry. You're right.
Yeah, and then Frank, you got 1, 2,
And Frank has 9.
3.
Well, I said Sebastian Stan and Anthony Mackie.
Yeah. But you don't get a point for this scene.
Oh yeah, I don't get a point because
that's my handicap.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, got it.
And then that's so far. Do you guys want to go for
Okay.
the budget?
So okay, I have a number in mind. Yeah, I have a number in mind. Do you have a number in mind?
Yes, I do.
What is your number?
Go for it.
250 million.
Okay.
140.
Millen was close. It was 170.
Fuck.
But he wasn't close enough.
Damn
I think
it.
153 would be the cutoff.
I'd have to be within 17,000. So
153.
Yeah.
Right.
Fuck.
Okay, so for none of you, but now, what do you think the Rotten Tomato score was?
Okay, I've got a number if you do.
Yeah, go ahead.
92%.
86%.
90. Goes to Millen. You guys are tied up now.
99.
Okay.
Good job, by the way. All right, let me get this other one set up.
Wait, you don't have them all open as separate
No,
tabs?
they're all open.
Oh, okay.
But they're not all clean clean videos. I have to find them within each video.
Oh,
Do you know what I'm saying?
okay.
The scenes aren't like, oh, from here to here. So
All right. Good start. It's going to be a competitive match.
yeah, this is actually pretty close. And you're right, you don't need the handicap. Granted, this was an easier one.
Yeah. I think just the very basic handicap of the 1 potential point is more than enough.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
Do you have time codes written down in your document? Okay.
Ready?
Yep.
Let's get it.
What kind of father would I be to let you make this choice? Soon, Peter, we will be all there is. So stop pissing me off!
You shouldn't have killed my mom and squished my Walkman.
Oh, it skipped. Sorry.
That's fine. I mean, I already know what the movie is. I'm just trying to get all the characters out. So how many characters are we talking here?
So just 3.
Just 3.
Mm-hmm. There are more in total. The scene I gave you didn't like. I didn't cover all of them in it.
Okay.
I think Frank's drawing something over there.
I'm just drawing the scene. I was like drawing the scene.
But you're not including all the other ones?
Just the ones you heard.
Fuck. Just ones I heard?
Mm-hmm.
I only heard 2. What?
There are 3.
Fuck.
I think Frank knows.
Fuck.
Should just be 3.
This.
I know the scene.
You got another pen?
Is that not working very well?
Yeah, it's acting up.
Yeah, just there should be like on next to the right monitor there's a purple or no, a green pen and another color. Just pick one of those. Those should both be good. Oh, that works.
Professional, actually. Technically, they're 4. I made a mistake.
4? Okay, they're 4.
Sorry, guys.
4 characters?
There are 4.
Characters.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I made a mistake.
That we hear.
Yeah, you hear.
That we hear.
That you should make out, yeah. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Just wondering if you, for example, if never mind. Yeah.
God, this is so much harder than I thought it was. It's so different being on the other side.
Well, I actually made this easier, but it's going to be more competitive, I think, between you two. I think on my end, I think you picked more ambiguous audio clips.
Yeah.
Mine, you can make out the movie easier, but the characters are going to be harder.
That's right.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, mine are like, I mean, you can make out the movie like very quickly.
What is her goddamn name? I'm listing all the potential characters.
That's
it's
fine.
More than 4.
That's fine.
Can you do that?
No, it doesn't
Well,
hurt.
because I'm not sure which 4 he's talking about.
Okay.
I know 2 of them for sure, but the other ones I'm not 100 on.
Yeah.
We'll go over it.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool.
Oh my god.
Definitely 4 characters exclusively in the clip.
Well, you could have heard 4 characters.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I understand why 1 would be very difficult.
Yes.
Okay, I there's another character whose name I'm. Oh wait, I just got it. I cannot remember the actress though. Okay, I've got as much as I'm gonna get.
Okay.
Frank, you go first this time.
Okay, this is Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Okay.
The people in the scene are Ego the Celestial,
Right.
played by Kurt Russell.
Right.
What's the scene though?
Rocket. Oh, it's the end fight scene when he's fighting his father.
Correct.
Rocket, played by Bradley Cooper.
Right.
Star-Lord Peter Quill, played by Chris Pratt.
Right.
I'm gonna take a guess on this last one. It's one of 2 people. I'm gonna say Groot with Vin Diesel.
Well, you can
Or
name
Yondu.
more of the characters if you want.
Can I? Or Yondu. That it?
That's all you got.
So the whole like
Okay, hold on.
adding extra people
Yeah, that's weird.
You
Because
picked
if
4?
add
is
other
coverage.
people-
Yeah.
God damn it.
I wouldn't know if you could do this.
So hold on. I want to hear. So now I want to hear Millen.
Well,
No, hold on.
we
I'll
either
get-
allow coverage or not.
no,
Like
well,
make a decision
no.
here.
Pick 5. Just
Pick
like
5?
Just like Frank.
Pick
Yeah.
5. Okay.
Yes.
So you get like 1
Yes.
handicap, basically. Okay,
Right.
fine. I also had Guardians 2, final fight scene inside the planet. I had Ego. I did not have Kurt Russell.
That's fine.
I had Star-Lord, Chris Pratt. I also had Rocket, Bradley Cooper. I'm not sure if I heard him in there. Drax, Dave Bautista. And let's go with Nebula, Karen Gillan. Those are all the ones I had doubles for.
Okay.
I had Mantis and Gamora, but I don't remember the
Now,
actors.
reduce it to... So take one out. Who do you think it's going to be? Groot or Yondu?
Um,
I'm going to take Nebula out of mine.
Okay. So who are you pushing for the fourth? And then who are you pushing?
I'm gonna take Groot out.
Okay, so you think it's Yondu. Okay. What about you, Melon?
My 4 would be Star-Lord, Drax, Rocket, and Ego.
Okay. So it is Yondu.
Fuck.
And do you know who that actor is?
I know his face. I do
Michael
not know his
something.
name. Michael something.
Pretty close.
Yeah. The dude from Walking Dead. I do not know his name. No.
Is it Rooker?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
It is Rooker. So what do I give Millen? What did you score?
So it's Michael Rooker.
I said,
Yes.
Yeah.
so I had the
I
movie
get a half
and the
point for
scene.
Michael.
Half point.
Half point.
I'm just
For
kidding.
Michael.
I'm
I
just
had,
kidding.
I had the movie and the scene. I had Ego, Star-Lord, Chris Pratt. Those
Yeah.
are
What'd
all
you
right.
miss? You missed one. You missed one character.
What,
and three
what were the other two actors? Or the other two characters? It was Yondu and...
Because you said
Rocket?
Drax and
yeah,
Nebula.
you had it. You had Rocket.
I had
Ego,
said Rocket
Star-Lord.
and Drax.
Yes.
No, not Drax.
Okay, so not Drax.
Yeah.
But Rocket was there.
Yeah.
Okay, so then I had 4, 5, 6, 7.
7,
Yeah.
Okay.
And you had
8,
1,
7.
8? I think it's 8.
No, 7. He missed.
I'm missing
Michael Rooker.
Rooker.
Well, he got Ego and...
I got everybody.
yeah, it was
Except
7. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Okay, so budget. Hold on.
Miller might fuck me up on this budget. And
Yeah, I figured like that might be in his wheelhouse for this. So
Definitely. Okay.
Okay, I have a budget in mind.
okay,
So I'm going to go with 180 million.
okay. What do you think?
160 million.
Is it over 200?
It's 200. Fuck. So you got it. You got it on the money. That's literally 90%.
I almost went with 200. By the way,
But the fact that that's cool. That's
Yeah.
cool. Okay, now give me. Hey, you can get this.
No.
What do you think the Rotten Tomato was for this? Within 3%. You go first, Mel.
do you have a number, Frank, in mind?
79.
I'm going to go with 82.
It's 84.
Yes.
Fuck this game. Let's go though.
Oh, wait. So what do we end with?
So right now,
You should be ahead.
I think
by
I'm
like
ahead.
3 or 4
Mm,
points.
3 points.
it's 18-16 right now.
2 points. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, give me a second for the next one.
Gotta find your time code. This is fun.
I'm glad.
I figured this would be pretty balanced.
Yeah.
I actually thought the actors would be easier for me so far. I'm drawing some blanks.
he's also given us very ambiguous
They're tough ones.
scenes. Like they're not talking. No one's talking. So
That's true. So
you get
far.
like one line, so it's good.
So far, these are 2 action scenes.
Yeah.
All right, ready?
Yondu. I can't believe I forgot about Yondu.
Some stupid shit. Why'd you be Donnie Darko or
It's just
something?
on your left. All right.
Let me just say, if aliens wind up implanting eggs in my chest or something and I eat one of you, I'm sorry.
I do not want another single pop culture reference out of you for the rest of the trip. You understand?
I'm trying to say that something is coming. Please don't put your eggs in me!
Die, blanket of death!
Everybody stay where you are. Chill the F out. I'm gonna ask you this one time. Where is Gamora?
Yeah, I'll do you one better. Who's Gamora?
I'll do you one better. Why is Gamora?
Tell me where.
We're gonna take a quick break and.
Oh my god! You fucking. Okay. I think I'm gonna do really well on this one.
How many people are in the scene?
6.
By the way, we shouldn't technically be saying if the actors are right because they might show up again later.
I know we've done that in the past too. It was a mistake.
I think we avoided it on the last one.
No.
Not this round. I mean, when I
No.
did it.
We made that mistake.
Oh.
Granted, it was with the OG characters, but yeah.
Well, I think it was the ones that we knew. Like we knew who they were.
But that's relative.
All right.
So you guys might know a broader scope. Y'all happier with this scene?
There's how many characters? 6? Okay. Okay, I got all of them. We should stop saying if they're correct theoretically.
No, let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Who went first last time?
I did.
I think you did.
I'll
Go for it
first. Okay, so this is Infinity War. It's the Titan fight scene where they're on his home planet. The characters are Drax, played by Dave Bautista, Iron Man, played by Downey Jr., Thanos, played by Josh Brolin, Doctor Strange, played by Benedict Cumberbatch, Spider-Man, played by Tom Holland, and Star-Lord, played by Chris Pratt.
Okay.
Frank?
Okay.
This is Infinity
Closer to
War.
the mic.
This is Infinity War. This is when they're on the ship and they just met up with each other. The Guardians, like it's like in a ship or whatever, like a or whatever, and it's it's fuck. Yeah, they're on a ship.
All right.
And they just met up with each other. So it's Drax, Dave Bautista, Spidey, Tom Holland, RDJ, Robert Downey Jr., Iron Man, Star-Lord, Chris Pratt, Mantis, and I'm gonna say Doctor Strange, Benedict Cumberbatch. And Mantis is played by, I'm just gonna say Wendy Wu.
That's fucked up. I'm gonna give you half for that.
No, don't say who
No,
she
and
is. 'Cause
so
we
the
shouldn't get
question
points
is, the
for it at
question
all.
is,
Fuck me. God damn it. I thought he said Thanos.
he did. You're right.
He did.
Thanos was said in the scene.
Yeah. it was
What?
said.
That's
Drax
right.
You
said
fucking
Thanos.
If I extend the scene for like 10 more seconds, he'll All right. So
Don't matter. I don't get no point for the shit. So
what?
I don't get a point for it.
No,
Not for
you
knowing
need
the
it.
scene.
You
Remember?
need it to get the point.
Huh?
You need it to get the point.
What do you mean?
No,
For the movie.
no. You got the point. Millen just didn't get a bonus for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you got the point.
Like in order
scene.
to get the point for getting the movie title, you have to also
Yes.
know the scene.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so fuck.
And then
All right, just go.
hold
to
on.
the next one.
So he got. Let's see.
Don't matter because I don't know numbers.
Jesus Christ. He just caught up. Don't tell us the points.
I'm not.
Yeah.
Give me the box.
Okay.
Or sorry, give me the budget.
Fuck. All right. All right, I have a number in mind.
Okay.
You have a number in mind?
I do.
I'm gonna go with 250 million.
Okay.
268.
It was 316.
No way.
So it's unfortunately, I think you needed 281 for that.
Wait, holy! It was 316
That's a
million
lot of
budget.
money.
Yes.
Wow.
Can either of you give me the
Holy
Rotten Tomato? I know that's
shit.
ridiculous. To be honest, that's
my God.
that's
That's a
fucking
lot of
ridiculous.
money to
It's a
pay for a
lot of
movie.
money.
That is fucking insane.
I mean, that's a decent box versus budget.
Yeah.
Yeah. Give me the Rotten Tomatoes.
An independent film making 300 million. You know.
No. Spending 300 million.
I'm
No,
saying
he's
if an-
no.
if an
I said
independent-
that's like a decent
Yeah,
box.
if
Like
an
Oh, a
independent film
decent
made
box.
300
Okay,
million.
got you.
What do you think for Rotten?
Do you have a score in mind, Frank?
91.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with 93.
It's 85.
Fuck me, seriously?
Yeah, y'all are tied, by the way. This is very close. 20-28.
You're not supposed to tell us always.
No, I can tell you y'all are tied. I mean, it's not. It's, just,
Well,
it's some. It's some. You can deduce, but I think it's better than what we did before. You're right.
All right.
I agree with him. Give me a sec.
Fuck, I can't believe I got that one wrong. Actually, I can. I totally can.
I know what scene you're
don't know.
thinking. That's why.
Yeah.
You know what I mean. It makes sense.
Yeah, I know what you're
He
talking
said
about.
Thanos. Fuck.
Yeah,
he said
It
Thanos.
may-
Because
I know.
Because he's going after Thanos. He just assumes they're with Thanos. So he just starts fighting them.
Fuck, I totally forgot that.
What a dumbass. Thanos.
Tries to stab
Throws the
him.
knives.
Mantis was there too. Shit, forgot about that. I know I was forgetting a character in that group because it's the same group as on Titan, right? It's the exact same group of people.
Yeah.
I felt like I was missing a character, and I was. Shit. Frank, you know your stuff. It's almost like this is your wheelhouse.
Yeah. That's why I don't mean that.
I'll be happy if I'm within like a few points, honestly. Like 5
I'm
points.
telling you, you're going to like, I feel like you're going to win because of the box office and stuff. You know, movies.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, before we make any further predictions, I mean, you guys are tied, and we're pretty far into this.
We're 3 in? Yeah. That's
Yeah,
pretty far.
so-
Yeah.
This is pretty damn good.
Okay.
All
All
right.
right,
Ready?
later. Yeah.
All
Let's
right.
do it.
We're in position. At least recognize me.
Okay, so for this one, you're going to give me 5 characters, but there's a bonus. If you tell me another important character that is introduced soon after and what happens that's a notable part of the film. So it's open.
Okay.
It's somewhat open ended, but I mean this is a pretty cool part of the film.
Okay, who goes first?
No, I'm not ready. Hold
Yeah,
on.
keep going. No worries.
Five characters?
This one's probably the trickiest one out of all of them, by far. By the way,
Yeah.
if you had given me this, I would have been completely screwed. You actually can't make out one of the characters much, if at all. This is for the advanced team.
I have 3 characters. There's 5.
That's not bad.
There's 5.
tripping too.
This is a tougher one, but you know what? Y'all would do better than me on this.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Fuck, what is her name? I'm gonna. Okay, I'm gonna. Okay, I have 5 characters. 2 of them I'm not 100% on.
Okay,
Okay.
But you go first this time.
go
Frank.
for it, Frank.
Okay, this is Captain America: Civil War. This is the fight right after Zemo brainwashes Winter Soldier, and he goes downstairs and he fights them. So it is James Buchanan Barnes, Winter Soldier, Bucky, Black Widow, Scarlett Johansson, Agent 13, Sharon Carter.
Oh, that was the character. I wasn't sure if you'd get. Oh, sorry.
Robert Downey Jr., Tony Stark,
I fucked up.
and Black Panther Chadwick Boseman.
Okay.
Okay, and the scene afterwards is on the rooftop with Black Panther is introduced in full costume with fighting Winter Soldier.
Right. That's not the bonus, though.
Okay.
Yeah, you can extend this for more points and get a massive lead if you get the next part. I'll give it to you after I get millions.
Fuck. Okay.
I'll lead you to it.
I'm so wrong, but I'm going to end up getting a couple
No,
points.
you're going to get partiality. It happened to me.
Okay, so I thought this was from the Avengers.
Right.
The fight scene on the ship.
Okay.
Because she said, "Do you even recognize me?" I was thinking when she's fighting Renner. Okay, so I had Black Widow, Scarlett Johansson, Hawkeye, Jeremy Renner, Captain America, Chris Evans, Maria Hill, whose actor I'm forgetting, and Fury, Samuel L. Jackson. Last two I wasn't,
Oh shit, that's 2 points.
And then the scene, well, it should be 4 points at least, right? No. Oh, Hawkeye's, yeah, it should be 4 points. Because I got the actor and character for two of them.
Hawkeye's not in the scene.
No, I know, but Cap and Black Widow are. No, Black Widow's not. Fuck. God
Black
damn
Widow
it.
is in the scene. I have to say it because but hold on for 1 second.
She is?
Okay, wait, so I'll detail it for you. So Frank, can you extend the scene? What, something happened that's pretty cool? I'll give you a hint. Rooftop.
Yeah.
Okay, go for it.
Talking about the rooftop scene where
They're essentially trying to stop Bucky from leaving.
yes,
What
and,
happens?
Black Widow jumps out and hits him, and they introduce him, and they start fighting, and then they all start chasing each other. Do you want me to be more specific?
I was talking about when Captain America stops the helicopter.
Oh.
That one? Oh, okay. I went too far.
Yeah,
that's fair.
That's
too
pretty,
far.
I mean,
Yeah, I
I
knew
thought
that
that's
one.
pretty cool.
Fuck.
But
Okay.
I just got wrecked.
yeah, you did.
Yeah, you're talking about that. Yeah.
Civil War,
Yeah, so
son of
because
a
that
bitch.
was like Frank got all. I think he got.
Did you get all the actors and characters?
No, I didn't get Agent 13. I don't know Agent 13's
Yeah, you don't.
name.
Yeah, the actress for Carter.
I don't know the actress for Carter.
Okay.
Oh,
Agent 13
yeah.
is Sharon
the
Carter.
blonde chick. That's right.
Yeah. Okay, so what about the budget?
Budget for Civil War.
You want to go or you want me to go?
Give me a second.
There's irony to this. I'll
Give
get
me
to
a
it.
second. So Civil War
There's irony to this.
budget. Okay. Fuck.
I'll
All
give
right,
you. I'll give you a hint.
no.
Millen shouldn't get this wrong.
I shouldn't get this wrong, huh? Fuck. Wait, no. That's not that high. All right, okay. All right, I have a guess.
Go for it.
I'm gonna go with 210 million.
Okay. What are you going for? What are you going?
230 million.
I swear, if you say it's 230.
Okay, it's 250. So
Holy fuck!
So he got it. And then Rotten Tomato.
250 for Civil War?
Yeah. So if you remember, I'm pretty sure in the last quiz, we did Civil
I
War.
might have, yeah.
And you said
I might have said what it was.
You said it was 250, and then Frank said something to the effect of, "Oh, they got $4 for every." And you're like, no. Yeah, we actually mentioned the budget in the last one.
Dude, I almost said 230. Damn it.
Well, can you give me the
Okay.
the round?
All right, I'm gonna go with 88%.
Okay.
You got to say what you came up with before, Frank. You can't change your answer based on
I
what I
didn't
said.
even write anything down. 88.
Also,
He said 86. He said 86, didn't he?
I
He
said
said
88.
Oh, well then I'll say 90.
okay. It was 91.
God, fuck.
So you both get it.
I got it, just barely.
I'm sorry, Mel.
God,
I'm
okay.
pretty sure that's 3 points.
Don't tell me the point difference. It's real bad. I'm down by like at least 6 or 7.
I'm so sorry, dude.
Don't worry, I got the next one. I got
Fucking
something for both
first
y'all
it's
ass.
Thanos.
Or it's not Thanos.
God damn. All right.
You only missed one, I believe. Frank.
Agent 13's.
Just keep going. Just keep going.
yeah.
Sorry, Melon. All right,
And
guys.
she's the most inconsequential character
I
in the
know.
movie.
All right, let's go.
I'm looking forward to it. What is it?
It's aliens.
I think I know what the movie is
It's
going to
just the
be,
thing.
just based on what he said. Like there are only a few like options, but
2003's Hulk. Like that's not even.
What's the story upstairs?
The power surrounding the cube is impenetrable.
Thor's right. We got to deal with these guys.
How do we do this?
As a team, I have unfinished business with Loki.
Yeah?
it really is for me.
Save it. Loki's gonna keep this fight focused on us, and that's what we need. Without him, these
Oh,
things could run
fuck.
wild. We got Stark up top. He's gonna need us to.
So, this all seems horrible.
I've seen worse.
Sorry.
Sorry.
No, we could
We could use worse.
a little worse.
Stark, we got him.
Banner,
Just like you said.
and tell him to suit up. I'm bringing the party to you.
I don't see how that's a party.
Dr. Banner. Now might be a really good time for you to get angry.
That's my secret, Cap. I'm always angry.
Hold on.
Okay, so only the best scene in the entire MCU?
Probably. Definitely top five.
It's like definitely
Easy.
in the top 5 for me too.
The top 5?
It's easy top five.
I mean,
Arguably top 3.
like I actually changed my rating for the movie just because of the scene.
That's fair.
After rewatching it, I was like, wait,
You're like,
what
wait,
was
it
I
was
thinking?
this good? It's 6, right?
Yeah.
Actually 9. I'm kidding. Joke.
Well, yeah, hold on. I'm like, I got 6, so
I'm like, if you count like
If you count the,
if you count the people that weren't in this particular time code, I guess.
I mean, well, technically, they're like Ant-Man and them were the retroactively they were
Right.
in this scene.
I could
Endgame.
have said that as a bonus. No, I could have said that as a bonus.
That actually would have been a good bonus. But.
my goodness.
All right. Do I go first? All right. It's the Avengers,
Really?
obviously. It's the New
No,
York
it's not.
City fight scene where he does the circle around Michael Bay shot. That's the best shot in the entire MCU.
Church.
You got Captain America, Chris Evans. You got Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr. You got Hulk, a.k.a. Bruce Banner, Mark Ruffalo. You got Black Widow, a.k.a. Scarlett Johansson. You got Hawkeye, Renner. You got Thor, Chris Hemsworth. And Frank, you had the exact same thing, right?
The exact same answer. You didn't say Jeremy, but yeah.
Well, Jeremy
Because you
Renner.
got my ass last time for that.
Right. How do you spell it?
RENNR.
Oh!
You fucked it up.
Need a break.
Minus
Need a
one.
break. Miller's getting up. Dope. All right.
So what is that, 8-7?
What do you mean?
I got 8. He got 7.
Oh,
Or,
'cause you-
sorry, 12. Multiply that by 2, so 12.
Yeah. So both
14 to
so,
13.
Yeah. So both of you got the. Obviously, both of you got 12, and he got 1. You got 2. So can
Okay,
y'all
so
give me the budget?
okay. Okay, I have a number in mind. Frank, you got a number? Got a number in mind?
Yeah, I got one.
I'm gonna go with 180 million.
204.
It's 220.
No, it's not.
Dude, you're actually This is like you've edged out on Millen with this, the budget.
You're kidding. It's 220?
Yes.
I did not think they hit 200 on this one.
Well, how about Rotten Tomatoes?
Okay, I have a Rotten Tomato score. Oh, wait. But is it going to be higher? All right. I got one.
What is it?
Go ahead.
93.
Okay.
84.
I think it's 95, though, but I'm doing 93
It's
to like,
91.
be safe.
You still got it, though. You still got it.
Well, that's why I picked 93 to like be safe, because I knew it was in the low 90s range. Just want to cover my bases. All right, what's the final score? That's 5, right?
We're done, right?
Oh,
Right.
we have a bonus round, though.
Right. So, hold on.
He just starts playing Justice League.
I'm fucked.
So, it's 46 to
seen that
53.
movie.
Frank
Say
is
it
up.
again?
Frank is up.
46-53.
46-53.
Okay, that's pretty much what I anticipated.
Right. It's just because of that. It was, I mean, everything has been like toe to toe,
Except for
minus
that
that one
one
scene.
scene,
So
yeah.
I'm going to give you a 6th. All right. And this is going to be weighted. I'm not going to explain by how much yet.
Okay.
This is for Millen.
It's only for me?
No.
Okay.
But I mean, this is because you got fucked. Let's get it popping.
All right.
All ever done for the last scene is
And
Avengers.
I'll give you one hint. This is a true bonus, so I don't want any complaining. No yapping.
Okay.
I love being the host.
God. I'm conflicted on whether I like him being the host.
Oh, yours. Ba-da-da, ba-da, ba-da.
He's fantastic.
You said you only needed the girl!
I told you I was forced to bring you two to bear. Your friends had every chance, and so did you.
Nate? Put her down.
Honey?
Stay down there, Will!
Yeah.
What the fuck was that?
Do you not know what that is?
No.
So hold on.
Oh,
Is that a
shit.
Marvel
Okay.
movie?
I'm going. So
Oh,
it
dude.
is a Marvel movie. I'm going
Dude.
I am
Oh,
going
fuck,
to
yes.
preface this by saying I did this in the circumstance that Millen is behind.
Is this an MCU movie? An MCU. Oh, so you bullshitting. Okay. All right. All right.
So y'all need to tell me was a three characters.
Wait, 3? Wasn't it technically 4?
Primary?
Yeah.
Well, I'll give you bonus if you get it. I'll look it up and give you bonus.
Okay.
Then I made the mistake. This is a bonus. So we'll do whatever.
Oh, I'm forgetting his fucking name. Oh my god.
I heard a fucking horse. What movie is this?
Yeah, there was a horse.
So this isn't an MCU movie.
I'm forgetting all of the actors.
Okay, y'all playing games.
I'm forgetting every single one. Oh my god. Fuck. Ah. Oh. Come on.
Can your boy get a hint?
This is for me to come back, Frank.
This ain't about you.
God, what the fuck is his fucking name?
And the budget is going to be worth 5 points.
5 points.
And I'll give you a reason why. It's
Okay.
because it's so fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, okay. I feel like I know what the budget is. No, I just have a guess, but I'm not sure.
Whenever y'all are ready.
Oh my god.
So who went first last time?
Fuck, I did. Oh my god. Dude, this is killing me. I know him. I know his fucking name. I know both of their names. I don't know one of them for sure, but oh my god.
Y'all ready? That's too bad. Let's do it. Let's move forward. All right, Frank.
I got nothing. I have absolutely nothing.
Okay.
Y'all bullshit.
Did you hear any of the dialogue?
William, I heard a horse.
Did you hear the character's cry for a name at the very end before I cut it? He said a name that would have given all of it away.
It's yeah.
No? Okay.
I mean, there's technically the family too. They're not really main characters.
They're not. I'm not going to count them.
All right. So the movie's Logan. It's the fight scene.
Frank is unfriending me on Facebook now.
It's the fight scene. It's the fight scene at the farm where he first meets young Logan and he's walking down the stairs.
Fucking know when he sees
Hey, take your time explaining it to the listeners. Take your fucking time.
So young Logan is up there. He kills Xavier, right? And then he's walking down past old Logan, and Logan's like, "Who the fuck is this guy?" And they walk past each other. It's Alex's favorite scene in Marvel history, I think.
Yes, it is.
So obviously you got Logan, and you got the young version of Logan. I don't know if those count as two different characters.
No.
The kid, I feel like her name was 23, but I'm not 100 on that. And then you have Xavier, and Xavier is played by Sir something or other, who's a British knight / actor. I don't remember his name, and I cannot remember fucking Logan's actor's name for my life.
What the fuck?
So here's the thing. I'm only going to give you 3 points for that of extra. Actually 4.
What? Yeah.
4 because of the situation too. You got the situation
4,
points.
yeah.
I'll clear you
Was
up.
23 not right?
So hold on. I feel, you know what? I'm going to limit what Frank can get on this. But Frank, can you fill in some of the gaps?
Laura Kinney, X-23.
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 You were on it. So I wanted to give it to you, but it's
Sir Patrick Stewart.
Sir Patrick
fucking Stewart. God damn it.
And Hugh Jackman is.
Hugh fucking Jackman.
See, he filled in too many gaps. Okay, wait. You said there was a 4th?
He said there was a 4th.
Yeah.
Well, technically, I'm counting Logan
Because
and
you
young
split
Logan
them,
as
right?
two different
You split
people.
them. Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine. All right.
Wait, so how many points does he get? Because I pretty much gave him. I gave him.
Yeah, I'm going to give him 1 point. So the total was 50 to 54.
Okay. I think he should get 2. He gets X-23 and he gets Logan's actor name. Because I didn't have that.
Here's the thing. I want it to be a 4-point difference because just in case there's a tie.
Oh, okay, fine.
So right now it's 50-54. Crazy. All right, so the budget.
Oh God.
And this is worth 5 points. And give me the Rotten Tomatoes score as a package. Give me both of you.
For the budget,
Hold on 1 sec. Okay. All right, I'm ready. Go for it.
Go for it. Give me both.
budget 130.
Okay.
And the Rotten Tomatoes 94.
All right.
For budget, I'm going to go with 80 and Rotten Tomatoes 92. Did I get it?
You said 80, right?
Uh-huh. Is it like 70? Don't keep me in suspense like this. What the fuck is it?
I know.
You needed it. It's 97 million.
Oh my fucking God.
If you had gotten that, y'all would have tied.
Oh. 80, 97? Wait, 9.7. Fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck.
That was pretty close.
I knew it was under 100.
Yes.
I thought it was more like 70.
Yeah, it's pretty low.
What's the Rotten Tomatoes?
93.
Okay, I got that.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was low 90s.
I think y'all did a pretty damn good job. Definitely a lot better than I did. And
so
then,
he wins by 5 points.
No.
he deserves 2 points for.
I don't need the win. I know
Jackman.
spiritually I won. I'm good.
No, you won.
He wins 56 to 51, right?
I had 55-51.
Well, but I'm giving him 2 points for X-23 and Logan's actor named Hugh Jackman.
Fine.
He deserves
You
2
want it?
points for that.
Well, then you're on the money. 51 to 56, Frank. And good job, by the way.
5 points.
You
That's,
missed.
It's like that's what I wanted. I was within
you
5
missed
points.
very, very little, by the way. And you had no bonus aside from that. So good job. Yeah, pretty good. Millen did a very good job too. It was just that one. It was just Civil War. That kind of screwed you over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Thanos.
You got hit hard there, but it wasn't. I mean, it wasn't as bad as the Civil War.
I lost like 3 or 4 on that one.
Yeah.
And then Civil War just was a bloody mess. It's real bad. It's just real
jackass
bad.
with Logan.
I had to throw it in there.
Dude, I recognized the scene pretty quickly when you started.
I
playing
wanted
it.
Millen to come back.
Yeah.
It's just so I could just so I could look up something new for round 7. I'm like, shit, I want to extend my my position of
Your
power.
hostmanship.
Yeah. As long as I can.
It's time for you to get off the chair, Alex.
Yeah.
No.
No. You will die.
Well, that was really fun. This was a fun day. I pretty much spent the entire day with you guys.
Yeah. This was a blast.
Yeah. Any final thoughts before we sign off, Frank or Alex?
That was fun. I'll do the next one.
You'll host the next one?
Well, I can't host. That's up to you guys.
No.
I'm saying if you guys want to go against each other, I could have emergency powers.
Emergency powers.
This last round has left you scarred.
If you guys want to play against each other, I'll get some movies together. It's really up to you.
Okay.
But yeah, that was fun. The movie was cool. I'm here for it.
Okay.
Yeah, I definitely enjoyed watching the movie with the two of you. The overall experience exceeded my initial expectations. The movie did a pretty good job. I think there was a lot of reconciliation with, broken plot points and just a bunch of problems that came from 8. So 9 was pretty good. And I really enjoyed the discussion with the two of you. I like how we all have very, very different aspects of what we value from the franchise and how it comes together in the conversation. So definitely very enjoyable. And both of you did a much better job than I did on this game. So
No, you did well last time.
I really didn't.
No, he got wrecked last time.
Yeah, I got wrecked.
It was pretty bad.
I got wrecked.
I don't remember the exact point total, but he lost by almost 20 points with a 30% handicap. It was really bad.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Yeah.
I think it was no, it wasn't 20 points. It
might
was
not have been
it was
that bad.
9
It might have been
points.
10, yeah.
9, but even then that's after 1.3. It was 9.
Yeah.
So,
all right. Well, we'll see you next week.
see ya.
Bye, y'all.
Bye-bye.
Bye.